Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Createx's Forgotten Clears, or what I call Createx's Forgotten Clears. And that is the 56, 20, 21, and 22, which are a gloss matte and satin clear that Createx makes that's an outdoor clear coat. And these came out maybe a year and a half or 2 years before the first 40/50 gloss clear came out. So they kind of lost their luster and not that many people got into them. But there are some reasons that these might be better than what you're using for a lot of circumstances. First off, and this one might matter to a lot of people, that's not my main reason for using a lot of these, is that they're cheaper than the UVLS. Secondly, they're thinner. Just hear that shake? Hear that shake? You can clearly tell the difference between those paints just picking them up. Why is that good? They're thinner. Well, that means you can run these in an airbrush a whole lot easier and without having to thin them down too much. But another reason to use these would be because they don't have UV blockers. So if you are working on something like your fluorescence or something, you should not be using a UV blocking, clear coat if you want it to fluoresce under black light. And I'll show an example of that here in a minute. But if you're doing that and you want something that's really thick, you got the SSR clear, which I love the Scenics clears. They're awesome. And you've, of course, got this option, the mattes and the glosses with these, but these are still outdoor durable. So I'm going to spray a little card in fluorescent, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the gloss clear 5620 on one side, and then I'm going to put the 40/50 gloss on the other side, and I'm going to try to get a picture of it underneath a UV light. It's a little bit difficult for me to take pictures of UV light in here, and I'm not going to have it completely dark as well. And we'll see what the difference looks like. Okay, so clearly I'm not going to win any photography awards for that, but you can clearly see that the side that the 40/50 UVLS is on does not fluoresce the same as the side that the 5620 gloss top coat is on. And that is because, again, there are no UV blockers in this. I can tell you that they will not be, the gloss level of this and the gloss level of the 40/50 are not going to be as high as the 40/53 that I reviewed previously, which I'll drop you guys a card right up here on the review of that product. But what I'm going to do now, or I've already done, is painted up some spoons with the matte, some satin, and some gloss, and we'll show you what these look like and compare the 40/50 gloss level to the 56/20 gloss level. Okay, so we're going to run the 56/20 gloss straight out of the bottle with a 0.5 Iwata Eclipse, and I got my pressure turned down to about 25 psi. If I need to adjust, I will. And when you lay it in here, you want to make sure that it goes on liquid. If you're trying to spray it light when you're laying these clear coats, they're not going to come out very well and glossy. You're going to get a lot of texture. Okay, so I gave it a few minutes in between. Now we're going to do coat 2, and it's going to be just like coat 1. That is dry after 2 coats of the 5620 gloss. And now we're going to use the 5622 matte. I'm going to do a couple coats here. And I put just a tiny little bit of reducer in this one because this bottle is pretty old. And yeah. But just like when you're laying the clear, you want to see that start to gloss. You don't want it to be at the point where it's like totally giving that too much blue cast, but you want it to be glossy when you're laying it. All right, a couple minutes went by. That's after the first coat. I'm going to put a second coat on it. Even though it looks really good right now, I'm still going to put a second coat of clear on it because I want a little bit more protection on this. And we will let that dry out. Now, one of the really big benefits of this is because they are thinner, they dry really, really quickly, and that can be extraordinarily helpful. But we're going to take a little look at these spoons, and I'm going to start with these spoons that I did because I didn't show me doing those. These are satin. So this is the 5621 satin, and this is a kind of robin egg blue anodized look I'm painting up as for a possible color combination of somebody who's interested in wanting. And this is the same satin clear coat over the top of Quicksilver Chrome by Createx also, and got a really good metal look finish to it. And this is the satin, and I love using this satin. I use it on canvases all the time. That's why, I think sometimes I might be the only one still purchasing the matte clear coat in this particular lineup. And that is a sexy, sexy look. That's sexier than your mother-in-law on a beach after 4 glasses of wine for sure. Really, really, really like the matte finish in this when you need a matte finish, and it lays out smooth all the time. It can run through an airbrush, it can run through a spray gun, it can run through a fan pattern airbrush. Great, great, great product. Now, the next two are gloss, the 5620 gloss, and this one is over the Quicksilver Chrome, which is a really, really good chrome finish there. Actually, I tinted this one with just a tiny, tiny amount of candy violet to kill off some of that yellow tint to it and get a really, really good chrome finish. And that's with a clear coat finish on it. And, as I was talking about how, these dry really fast, like this has only been done for, an hour. And I can beat on these. And this is the iridescent electric blue by Createx, standard Createx, with the 5620 gloss on it. And then this is the 4050 gloss on that same electric blue. And it might be really, really hard for you guys to see the difference between the two of them. There's not much difference there. I can see it, but I did mark the spoon just to make sure, because it is a very, very subtle difference. They're really close to the same gloss level. And the 5620 here is going to be easier for most people to spray. If you've been having trouble trying to get a nice gloss with the 4050, maybe that's what you should do, is try the 5620, because it is easier to spray because it's thinner. You won't have to use as much reducer, which means you also don't have to, if you're not thinning it down, that means you don't have to give it induction time, which if you're not mixing this with your reducer and letting it set for a couple of minutes before you spray it, that can give you some problems too. All right, guys, hope you found something informative in this video. And if you're new here, maybe hit the subscribe button. I'll drop you guys some links, by the way. For my regular followers, let me know what you think about the sound. I have been playing around with a new wireless mic, which was not a cheap one. Went for a name brand, good quality one. Hopefully that solves a lot of issues with my sound for me. And if you're interested in other products that you ain't seen me make a review about, let me know. I'm setting money aside, been budgeting for that, taking the money I make in YouTube, putting it in a pot so that I can get more products and review. It's not a ton of money, but we can do a little bit here and there. So if there's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I'll be able to do that. It might take a month or two, but we're gonna, do the best we can with it. Anyway, that's gonna be a wrap for today. I'm Bill Kennedy with the Airspace. Y'all have a good one.